Okay, hello YouTube, this is Ahoy. So this week's tutorial is a bit more in-depth and it is the basic principles of compressor. Okay, what we will start with is that I will explain the basic principles of compressor. A compressor is a device that is used to adjust the dynamic range of a signal. For example, my voice, if I move away from the microphone, it gets way quieter, and if I move closer and speak more loudly, it gets more louder. But if I want to have it more consistent, I need to use a compressor or be super still, which is not just possible for me and for many other people. So what I will use is my voice for this demonstration. I already have the R box there, and I'm mainly using just for the gate, but let's not concentrate on that. So on a compressor, let's use the most basic one we have, which is the Waves resonance compressor. This is maybe the best compressor to learn how to use because it has the most basic element. It has the threshold, which determines at what point will the compressor start to react. And then it has the ratio, and ratio means that after a certain point, when the threshold has been met, it tells how many dBs you have to input to make 1 dB out. So if I put the ratio to 3:1, it means that I have to have at least 3 decibels louder input level to make 1 dB out. So it means that if my input level is at -13 and my threshold is at -16, I will output a level of -17 dB. And the attack tells at how fast will the compressor react when the threshold has been passed, and release will tell how long will the compressor work after we have gone below the threshold. So for example, now I have set the ratio to 3:1, and I will lower the threshold, and we can see that most of my peaks are around here, so I will set it there. There shouldn't be much of a difference. So I have now set the threshold to 12:1, and we can see that my peak level is at around -9 dB, and we are getting -1 dB of gain reduction. And if we check the lowest point, my peaks are around here, so I will lower it there. Okay, now the threshold is at -18, and we get a bit more gain reduction. And there is not significant difference in the output level, but when we go so-called over the top, now we are seeing a drastic drop in level and my voice gets so-called pumpy. So this is too much gain reduction, or then it means that my release and attack times are too fast or too slow. So let's try that we put the attack to fast as possible, and and release the fastest possible. Hey, 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 hey. And since we have 17 dB of 18 dB of gain reduction, let's use the makeup gain, which is just gain after the compressor of equal amount. Okay, so now you can hear that because I'm using this much compression, you can hear all these mouth noises from me and the amount of background noise. If I turn off the RVox, you can now hear the clocks ticking in the background. So this is so-called overcompressing. So let's turn up the threshold just a bit and reduce the makeup gain back to where it was. Okay, so this is where we were. And let's see, we are now peaking at around minus 11 dB. And let's leave the attack and release for now, because this is a non-musical context, as this is my voice. And let's try it so that we have about even level when I'm speaking at this distance. So now we are peaking at approximately here. So minus 20. And if I get closer. Hey, 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 hey. Okay, so now I'm approximately at the same level. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. So I should get about hey, 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 hey. So I have to try to aim for that minus 9 dB or minus 10 dB output gain. Hey, 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 hey. So I would have to put 8 dB of makeup gain. So now we are approximately at the same level as this, as we can hear. Now I can move more freely and I have about the same amount of level. But then we have a question. As we can hear, my voice starts to distort a bit. It's because my release is a bit too fast. So let me open it just a bit back to where it was. I think it was about 150 or something. Okay, close enough. And hey, hey, hey. Let's open up the attack time to 1 millisecond. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, now it's not distorting anymore, so it's better. And now we know the basic elements of compressor. There's the threshold, which determines at what level will the compressor start to work. And we have the ratio, which tells at how much will the compressor do when we have exceeded the threshold level. Hey! And when we go below, it actually boosts my level. So it's kind of cool. It basically works as an expander. And let's put it back to 3 to 1. 3 to 1 is usually a nice basic number to use with a compressor. Okay, let's put it to a musical context. I have a kick track here, which has some kick drums. Surprise, surprise. And let's see how the compressor works there. I will actually keep this compressor on my voice. I like how it sounds. So let's use the same one. And let's start with the same ratio, 3 to 1. And let's see where we have everything. Okay, as you heard, when I made the attack faster, the attack of the kick just suddenly disappeared. Let me demonstrate again. Okay, and we get a quite significant amount of gain reduction. And let me open the attack a bit so you will hear what it does to the sound. Generally, when you are using a percussive element like a kick drum, you want to hear the attack, which is the so-called snap. When we are at below 1 millisecond, it usually is too fast for a kick drum. Okay, let me open it and listen. At what point do you think the kick sounds the most snappiest? It starts to get snappy. Okay, and it's getting too slow. Okay, so let's increase it by so that we double the number every time. Okay, so now you heard a few variables of the attack time, and let's make it so that every time we have the ratio at 6:1, and let's start the attack so that we are basically squashing the shit out of the kick drum with every hit, so that it's attenuating a really high amount, so we hear the snap coming through. And let's aim so that we get a more snap and less of the body of the kick drum. So now we have pretty much destroyed the whole kick drum. And now let's open the attack. Nice and punchy there. So maybe around here, so we have more room for the kick to actually sound awesome. So let's see how much compressor is working here. So around 10 dB. Let's see where our peaks are. So we get about 2 dB of just basic level. And now we have to try to get the release so that it is not compressing after the kick drum stops to play. So basically when you start to see the level peak going down, we should have gotten rid of the compressor. So let's see if we zoom here. It is, let's change this to seconds. So this is the attack time that we have, which is we have 12 milliseconds of attack, and this is, let's see. So here we see the range length. So our attack time is about here, and after that, this is about the threshold that we have. Let me zoom it in. Okay, since so this is our attack time, and when it starts to get over, this is our release time, and I think we should have it something like here. So about 70 milliseconds on this case. If it sounds okay, keep it like that. Sounds good to me. Okay, so now we have heard the basic principles of compressor in a voice and a kick drum. I hope you found this tutorial interesting. Subscribe to my channel if you like to see more videos like this. Comment below, and thank you for watching, and make good music. And